सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्णः परमात्मने नमः। अथ सप्तमोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यासक्तमनाः पार्थ योगं युञ्जन्मदाश्रयः असंशयं समग्रं मां यथा ज्ञास्यसि तच्छृणु। ज्ञानं तेऽहं सविज्ञानम् इदं वक्ष्याम्यशेषतः यज्ञात्वा नेह भूयोऽन्यत् ज्ञातव्यमवशिष्यते। मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चिद्यतति सिद्धये यततामपि सिद्धानां कश्चिन्मां वेत्ति तत्त्वतः। भूमिरापो नलो वायुः मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहङ्कार इतीयं मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा। अपरेयमितस्त्वन्या प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे परां जीवभूतां महाबाहो ययेदन्धार्यते जगत्। एतद्योनीनि भूतानि सर्वाणीत्युपधारय अहं कृत्स्नस्य जगतः प्रभवः प्रलयस्तथा। मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किञ्चिदस्ति धनञ्जय। मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव। रसोऽहमप्सु कौन्तेय प्रभास्मि शशिसूर्ययोः। प्रणवः सर्ववेदेषु शब्दखे पौरुषं नृषु। पुण्यो गन्धः पृथिव्यां च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ। जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु। बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनम्। बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहं। बलं बलवतां चाहं कामरागविवर्जितं। धर्माविरुद्धो भूतेषु मामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभ। Okay, started with the 7th chapter and in the Madhyama Shatkam Krishna moves from Deha or Jiva to Brahma and Ishvara or Jagat. So Ishvara and Jagat is the main topic of the Madhyama Shatka, and Bhagavan himself starts without Arjuna asking a question, very clearly referring that once you submit to me, I will teach you the complete Swarupa, Ishvara Swarupa. Because without Ishvara Jnanam and Jagat Jnanam and Jagat Swarupa, one will never get moksha. How much ever you understand about yourself, when it comes to moksha, it has to be Ishvara Jnanam, Jagat Jnanam, Jiva Jnanam, and Jiva Ishvara Aikyam. Okay. So, he says, I will tell you, the promise given by Bhagavan is Jnanam Teham Samijnanam Idam Vyakshami Asheshataha. Without keeping anything remnant, I will completely teach you. And what is the benefit of that? Yat jnatva na iha bhuyaha anyat jnatavyam avashishyate. Once having learned this, there is nothing more which is in this world or in the other worlds that you need to learn. Which means this is the ultimate or Purna, Paripurna, Sampurna Jnanam, which is this particular Atma Vidya. So he is going to teach that Atma Vidya, which is Ishvara Jnanam right now, or Brahma Jnanam is what he is going to teach in this. Again, it will be as a Yata Dhyeya. So Brahman is going to be taught as Saguna and Nirguna Brahman, which is a separate than me. So I, the observer, is going to learn the object called Brahman. Okay, Aikyam will come later on. So right now don't say Aham Brahmasmi and try to learn it, you will never learn. For knowing Aham Brahmasmi and establishing, you should know what is Aham, you should know what is Brahman. We have learned Aham in Prathama Shatkam, we are now going to learn Brahman in Madhyama Shatkam. With this, he gives a rarity of this jnana, because anything, unless its value is established, people will devalue it or take it very casually. So, very clearly, as acharyas do, that's a normal way, that when karma is taught, karma is brought to a very high pedestal. When jnanam is brought to a high pedestal. Like that, very clearly, here there are no two different knowledges, material knowledge and spiritual knowledge. The spiritual knowledge is very clearly Atma Jnanam or Brahma Jnanam, and indeed it is unparalleled and there is nothing else equal to it. So he is very clearly making it very specific, unlike how just to lift up that particular topic as the authors do it. Here it is not that way. It is absolutely, there is nothing else which is equivalent to Brahmajnana. So he says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschid mam vetti tattvataha. Okay. Sahasreshu Manushyanam, among all the thousands and millions of people, because now he is segregating one jati among all the yonis. Anekada punah punaha janitva kenapi punyakarma visheshena idanintana manushye. So this manushya who has got this particular janma, after going through many such janmas of Pashu, Pakshi, Mriga, Adi, Yonishu, Punah Punaha Janitva, being born and dying, Kenapi Punya Karma Visheshena. Because of Prarabdha of Punya Karma which is getting fructified, this Jiva gets a Manushya Janma. And hence, Manushya Janma itself is a rare. Among all the jatis, Manushya is not a very big one. It is just 8 billion in this world. If you look at trillions and trillions of microbes and insects and so many jatis are there, in that Manushya is a very, very small, minuscule. So the probability of getting that is very low. Now if you have got that, he says, Kaschid yatati siddhaye. A very, very handful of people think about Nivritti Marga or Yatati or Yati. They take up to sannyasa. Now the question is not taking up sannyasa, they have made up their mind to go for those deeper questions to be answered, where they are ready to give their full life for these questions being answered, other than their own individual desires to get fulfilled. They are going from pravritti marga to nivritti marga. In that they have taken up sannyasa with a clear focus that I have only this one focus in my life. Now, among those people who have taken this also, they are formally taught yatatam api siddhana. Among those people who are taught, there are very few who actually understand. Not that everyone who is taught will understand everything. As we know that we are learning. Not that we all understand everything what is being taught. So, in the true sense, in the clear understanding of what is Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, Bandhaka, Moksha Sadhana, that very, very, very few people they understand it. And once they understand it, they live up to it because they are doing nididhyasana to completely be in that way of life. And those are very, very few people who are completely benefiting with this jnana. So, manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yadati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschid mam vetti tattvataha. My tattvataha vetti, one who exactly understands completely, asheshataha, without leaving anything, are just not even a handful. You may not be even be able to count. Your fingers are many. They are that few. Okay. So this jnanam has got an ability to give you moksha, which is clarifying that it is the highest of the jnana. Okay. From there, now he is getting into the topic actually. So the first two shlokas are the Pratijna Vakya. What is the Pratijna? What is he going to teach? And this Pratijna Vakyam is not just for this chapter, it is for the complete 6 chapters together, which will culminate into Bhakti. Because without knowing Ishvara Swarupa, Ishvara Bhakti is impossible. Okay, Ishvara Bhakti without having Ishvara Swarupa and the knowledge is that blind faith is useless. Let's be clear. Initially, you can have that to get emotionally connected, but having Ishvara Bhakti without knowing Ishvara Swarupa is waste of time. We may feel that we are doing a great thing, morning and evening sitting in front of that God and crying, but that is not the purpose of it. So, we have to understand, and when we say understand Ishvara, for example, whenever we say that I like this person, I respect this person, what are you supposed to do? Do that person's Pada Puja? Huh? Keep him on the head and dance, or keep her on the head and dance. What are you supposed to do if you respect a person? I respect this teacher of mine. I respect. What are you supposed to do? Exactly, you have to follow and live up to that what is taught. For what you respect the person, you have to follow it. So when you say, I understand Ishvara, that means I have to follow Dharma. I have to completely follow that path, submit myself, and that submission to that path is Bhakti. What is Bhakti? So without knowing, how will Bhakti come? Satvasmin Parama Prema Rupa. Okay, that's how Narada Bhakti Sutra starts. What is Bhakti? Satvasmin Parama Prema Rupa. And there very clearly it is not that blind faith that I am just an imagination of this Bhagavan and accordingly. No. It is understanding what is Bhagavan. Now, unless we understand what is Bhagavan, how will the Bhakti go? So now Bhagavan himself is going to define what Bhagavan is. And how is he said he will define it? He says very clearly, Jnanam Teham Savijnanam. Both. I will give you Jnana and Vijnana, which is my Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. Most of the people who get emotionally attached are the people who emotionally attach to a form. And Bhagavan's bhakti on a form is the basic or the lowest of the bhakti. Saguna Ishvara Bhakti, when you say Saguna Ishvara Bhakti, it surely is an important aspect. It's a starting, it's a formal first step where you keep. Then when you have that guna is similar to me. If I have 2 eyes, that Bhagavan has 2 eyes. If I have 2 ears, the Bhagavan has 2 ears. I understand. But then I have given a picture of Bhagavan to have something more than me. So he has 4 hands. He has got maybe 4 heads. A little additional than what I don't have. But I cannot imagine a lot in that. Hence, I start with the Saguna Ishvara Bhakti, or the another name for that is what? Ishtadevata. Okay. Ishtadevata Bhakti is how we start. Then, can you just get stuck into Ishtadevata Bhakti? The answer is no. In Ishtadevata Bhakti, after some time, it will start suffocating you. You will start getting bored. अरे क्या हर टाइम वही क्या देखने का? We want some variety, you know. Okay, that is why we change the dress of Bhagavan. We do something, कुछ ना कुछ अलग अलग करते रहता है, because we want to see it that way, right? It is our reflection which is coming out that way. Then what you do? You slowly mature out to Saguna itself. Instead of Ishtadevata, it becomes Vishwarupa Bhakti. That means I see my Ishtadevata in everything, in everywhere in the Vishwa. By this, what are you doing? You are downplaying that guna of my Ishtadevatas, that Saguna, I am downplaying and I am accepting whatever is the guna or the saguna of anything and everything throughout the world, considering that is Bhagavan. The tree is Bhagavan, the water is Bhagavan, each person is a Bhagavan, all the animals are Bhagavan, my Ishtadevata. So I see my Ishtadevata in that. In that, my Ishtadevata Swarupa gets dissolved, and whatever is the Swarupa of that object I see, I superimpose my Ishtadevata on it. Like giving Prana Pratishtha to a Kalasha, and then you don't see it as a Kalasha, it is Bhagavan. When you take a turmeric, Asmin Haridra Bimbe Maha Ganapatim Dhyayami, after that it is no more Haridra Bimba. It is Maha Ganapati now. So what have you done? I have given prana and I see that turmeric powder as Maha Ganapati. Does it end there? No, after the puja, okay, can I take the turmeric and make sambar? You will not do it. Right? No, puja ka kya hoga? So that even after you removing that Swarupa of Ganapati also, that remnant and that divinity remains in that. Same way when you start seeing it in everything, that remnants of divinity starts remaining in you, not in the object. It remains in the seer now. Okay, that's how you start seeing everything in a divine view. So that is Vishwarupa Darshan. But is it Saguna or Nirguna? Saguna. Then what I do? I start seeing everything with Saguna as there is a Saguna which is different apparently, but there is a Chaitanyam in everything what I see, which is one and which is Nirguna. In all the equipments like fan, the light, everything works on electricity. For me, I individually see this is the fan, this is the light, this is the bulb, this is an iron, this is whatever uses electricity. But when I want to see the Nirguna part of it, I will have to mentally dissolve the guna outside and say, oh, I am actually seeing electricity in the form of a light. I am actually seeing electricity in the form of breeze. I am actually seeing electricity in form of heat. So I am seeing electricity. This is only an upadhi or an avayava at the outside which is helping me to see that. So I underplay this form. formless tattva in it. That is nirguna. Because then I don't have a separate. When as far as I am seeing this is a fan, this is a light, they are two distinct. But when I say that I am seeing the electricity in the fan, which is the same electricity in the light, then there is only one electricity going into different containers and thereby showing differently, but the content is one which doesn't have a guna. Okay, so it is a slow step of maturing slowly from Ishtadevata to Vishwa. Okay, and then going to Nirguna. In that also you will have various other Saguna starts further reducing, that you make it less distinct. So you have Saligrama. So slowly what happens, that form you are now dissolving. Slowly by slowly. So they are stepwise movement and all of them are required. But all of them are required at all times? Answer is no. Predominantly based on whatever state you are in, you need that as a support. Once you mature, you have to drop that and take the next support. But you can't be lifelong saying that this is my Krishna only, this is my Rama only, and then that is emotional attachment to a metal or a form which is not at all good. So don't get emotionally attached, calling that bhakti. That is not bhakti, that is getting yourself tied up. You yourself tying yourself up, and then you yourself get strangulated in it, because then the rules which you have put, you are unable to follow with age, and then you are feeling very bad to even break it yourself because you have put the rule. Now this is what? This is not freedom. This is actually getting into bandhana. Why did the bandhana come? Because I did not know the right form, and that is why the rule just remained superficially as a rule without knowing the philosophy of that. Philosophy should help you to go and mature out, but in fact it is now pulling you down. So don't get stuck like a spider in a cobweb. By creating a web, don't get stuck. You should have the boldness that now this job, it has done its job. Drop it, go ahead. If you complete your 10th standard in the school, you will drop the school and go for further education to a college. You will not say it is my school, I will keep going there only. No. After the college, you will go further. So you will drop it. Dropping it does not mean that completely removing it from your life. No. You don't have to be attached to it. Okay. You don't have to be attached. Same way is Ishvara also. So understand what is Ishvara, and that is what now Krishna is going to tell that. Don't look at me as Murti or this. I have got two Prakritis, Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. You have to know my Para Prakriti, you have to know my Apara Prakriti. And the beauty is, I am always a mixture of both. I am always at all times a mixture of both. It is for you with your vision, ability to break it up and look at what is the Para Prakriti and what is my Apara Prakriti, and focus on the Para Prakriti. Do not devalue the Apara Prakriti. Accept the Apara Prakriti the way it is, because it has got that nature. Right? Rather than telling Karela Kadwa hai, we should not at all abolish Karela. You have to accept Karela means Kadwa. So respect it for what it is, because it is a part of the nature. So there is nothing where I am too close to, or nothing that I am too far away from it. No, I have no hatred to anything. No hatred to anything. Very clear. So when that is what in the 6 chapters it is going to be taught. Okay, and slowly it will culminate. Right. So he starts now from the 3rd shloka, I think up to the 12th shloka he will take, and he will give the main crux of this chapter. What is the name of this chapter? Does anyone remember the name of this chapter?
Yeah.
Correct. So which has come in the 2nd shloka itself. Jnana and Vijnana. Jnana is Para Prakriti Apara Prakriti, Vijnana is Para Prakriti. And both of this, what is the main crux of this chapter is what is going to be taught up to the 12th shloka. Okay, so it starts with the 4th shloka, and before going into this, we have to slowly dwell upon few basics. Whenever there is a product, every product is an effect. Every effect has a cause. Whenever there is a product is considered to be an effect, and every effect has a cause. Okay, and when you look at the cause, the causes can be segregated into two types. Two types of causes are there in every effect. Especially when we look at everything in this world which is material, for every material product, there will be two causes, minimum two causes. And these two causes, what are they? Nimitta Karanam and Upadana Karanam. Nimitta Karanam is called the intelligent cause. Upadana Karanam is called the material cause. Right? So when you take a table has a material in it, which is the wood and the nails and all those sunmica. These are all the material causes for the table. What is the nimitta karanam or the intelligent cause? The intelligent cause is the carpenter. So the carpenter uses his intelligence with certain instruments and works on the material called the wood and makes a form, and that form is called as a table, or that form is called as a chair. So what did the carpenter do? Did he create the table, or did he remove some material by which a table got discovered? Typically from a wood, when you remove something, the form what you get is like a table. Okay, because we have small portion, we just stick them together and call it one. But if you take a stone, then you remove certain portion, what comes out is a form. So the form is already present in the stone. The form is not outside the stone. So the form is very much in the stone. Who saw that form? The sculptor saw the form. So it is his nimitta which he has envisaged and seen, and he brings it to a reality by chipping that stone. So what he has seen as the form, as the nimitta, he uses the upadana, the material, and karakas, the instruments, to discover that particular form which is already present. Is that clear? Any doubt on this? Thought is only the nimitta, intelligent cause. Nimitta karana. So now if you see these two karanams, upadana karanam and nimitta karanam have to be two different. The intelligent cause, the carpenter is different from the wood. You can't say the wood is carpenter and carpenter is wood. Suddenly the carpenter with his thought, a chair comes out using the wood from his mind. No. Suddenly the wood sitting there one day became the table. Will never happen. Carpenter not being there. Okay. So these two should come together and should work. And whatever the nimitta karanam has to work on the upadana karanam, and then the karyam should come out. The end result should come out. So every product has got intelligent cause and material cause. Now, are these intelligent cause and material cause of a similar nature, or are they of different nature? How are they different? Tell me few differences between the Nimitta Karanam and Upadana Karanam. Take a wood, take a carpenter. What are the differences between wood and carpenter? One is Chetanatvam is there. One is alive. Other is dead, Jada. One has got Chetanam, other is Jada. Okay? Because if Chetanatvam is there, then only Buddhi is there. Then only it can be called intelligent cause. If Chetanatvam is there, intelligence is not there. Okay? So one is Chaitanya is there, the other is Jada. Okay? Then other is Sukshma. One is gross, the wood is gross. His intelligence is Sukshma, cannot be seen unless it is manifested out through some form. Correct? So Chetanatvam is there, Sukshmatvam is there, Jadatvam is there, Sthulatvam is there. So by no chance they are similar. They are diagonally opposite now. If you see Nimitta Karanam and Upadana Karanam, they are diagonally opposite and both of them can never come together close and say that okay, let us have something which is common so that half of this and then that one is good enough. No, impossible. Correct? Is that part clear? This is a concept which we have in our Vyavahara. Let us extrapolate that to this Srishti. Jagat. Is Jagat a product? Is Jagat a product or not? Sure, anyone? Hopefully the online students are with me. There is nothing to refer to any text here. It is we are building up the concept very specifically. Is this Srishti a product? Anyone disagrees to it? Is someone saying that it is not a product but it is just change of form happening over a period of time by itself? अपने आप हो रहा है. Someone can say that is what is evolution, it just happens. Correct? And the next question is who makes it happen? That question will come. So if this Srishti is a product, how many causes it should have? Two causes. Because I see this Sthula Srishti. And if I see this Sthula Srishti, if it's a product which has come, obviously the raw material should have been there. And someone who has processed the raw material should have been there. Correct? Okay. Now bring yourself to the time that the Srishti is not yet come. The Srishti has not yet come. That means before, if you have to call it the Big Bang or something, before that, there should have been two causes. From one place the material should come and from one place the intelligence should come. Why? We have seen there is no sadharmyam between the material cause and the intelligence cause. Vaishamyam is there, they both are opposite. Correct? From where did this intelligence come? That's an easy answer. So let us assume that there was someone called an Ishvara who is outside the system, who is the main intelligence to make this product what we are seeing. Okay? So we have already got the carpenter now. We know the finished product, the chair is already seen in front of us. Where did this carpenter work on? So let us now, what as per what she is saying, let us take this logic. There is one Mr. Ishvara. He is making a product called the world, and for which he is getting material from a source called Maya. Maya is a warehouse. जहाँ से सब सामान मिला उसको, correct? Yes or no? So now Mr. Ishvara and Mrs. Maya are now present. What is the problem you face? Where was Mrs. Maya present? Is the question first. Ishvara is omnipotent, omniscient, everything understood. So no rules for Ishvara. Where was this Maya present? How? Why? What? This is already taught. No, use logic and tell me. Okay, I will give you potential. You give the carpenter, I give you potential wood. You please make the table. He'll say, okay, potential table is also made. You enjoy it. That is not possible, na? If you want real world, you need real material. So if there is a upadana karanam which is there, let's assume there is an upadana karanam, what is the problem you will face? What is the problem you will face? What is the issue you will face? Huh? No, if you have a material cause, you have Ishvara, the intellectual cause already. If you have a material cause which is separate, let us assume, we all don't know. No one knows, no one can prove it. So let's assume that there was something there. एक warehouse था जो हमें मालूम नहीं है. By that, if assume there was a warehouse and there is a cause from where all this material came, what is the flaw if we consider such a possibility? So what happened? Huh? Something? Huh? But for that something has to be there, right? Before Srishti, where was that something? Where was that Maya? So Maya is separate and Ishvara is separate. Huh? If we consider Maya to be separate, or let's not call Maya, call it Prakriti. Okay. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidyanadi Bhavapi Vikaramscha Gunanschaiva. Very clearly it comes. Prakritim Purusham, both. So both were there. If both are there and they are from two separate causes, what is the flaw in it? Is there a flaw or are we happy, comfortable? Why? So what will happen? Who came first? That is the first question. Who came first? Did Ishvara come first or did Prakriti come first? Very logical questions these are. Okay. So I have one question which I don't know an answer now. Okay. Then one problem is found out. I don't know who came first. Okay. Then Ishvara is the creator. Undoubtedly. Huh? No. If one is the intelligent cause, other is a material cause. If that doubt is there, who is the intelligent cause, then you have a bigger problem. We have already made an assumption that Prakriti is the Jada Tattva, Purusha is the Chetana Tattva. The Purusha Chetana Tattva only can have intellect. That intellect can only Sokamayata Bahusyam Praja Yeti Satapo Tapyata Satapastaptva Idagam Sarva Masrijata Yadidam Kincha Tat Srishtva. Very clear statement. So this intelligent cause, and how the Upanishad says is, this intelligent cause decided that so saha akamayata, what a desire. Only where chetanatvam is there, desire can come. Jadatvam cannot have a desire. The wood cannot have a desire. Only that carpenter can have a desire, right? Chetanatvam can give akamayata, fine. What was the desire? Bahusyam praja yeti. I should multiply into many. Ekoham bahusyamaha. I have to become many. Okay. Then how do I do it? Satapo tapyata. Satapas tapva. This intelligent cause thought of a plan. Mentally a plan is drawn. And that's what every person does. Mentally you have a plan. Then you want to execute the plan. So what you want to do, you have already imagined. The picture is very clear. So this intelligent cause also thought of a picture of what this Srishti will be there. And then the moment this intelligent cause thought how it should be. Satapo tapyata satapas taptva idagam sarvam asrijata. The whole Srishti came out. Srijanam happened. God manifested. Okay. Yadidam kincha tat srishtva. Little by little. That is why it is called, you have akrama evolution or yugapada evolution. Haphazardly something coming out without a rhyme and reason and logic. No. Our Srishti is always yugapada. It will go logically. First this comes, then this comes. So like first you will have the water based, correct? And then you will have an amphibian, then you will have a terrestrial, and that is what our Dashavatara is also moving that way. It starts from Matsya Kurmo Varaha, and then Narasimha, which is a animal man, then Parashurama, a complete man, then Sri Rama. Like that, logically it is going. So Yugapada only does happen. Not the whole thing has just come out suddenly in one go. No. But whatever has come, there is a nimitta karanam, there is an upadana karanam. Before that, the first Srishti, how did it come? Because we have learned the Srishti coming even in Tattva Bodha. Have we learned it or not? But we will go to the Srishti how it comes. That part we will see it. But before that, from where did this material come? If you say it is a separate one, are you forcing yourself to accept that? Without, because how can, what is the issue if you say that from Prakriti it came? There was Prakriti which is separate, there is Bhagavad which is separate. Yeah, and when you go to a temple, you see that Mahavishnu standing like this, and then he has got two of them. So all the three can be there, right? And from them everything can come. What is the problem? Let's go that way, no? Why break our head to consider only one was there and was not? Are you all okay to say that Prakriti was also there, Purusha was also there? You can't have vagueness in it. You have to be with your, what is your logic? Both were there or only one is there? Huh? Then what? Both are there or not there? Not there. Why both are not there? That is why I am asking, where is a flaw if you say both are there? First ask questions, because only when you ask the questions you will come to know, oh, there is such a question also there. What is the problem? The flaw is as per what? Next question. Before even telling the flaw. The flaw is as per what? Such a thing has never been, sir, out of syllabus. Till now no one has ever told you this. If you say there is a flaw with respect to what? First. And the fact that most of us are very happy that there is a Prakriti and there is a Purusha and both of them we are the product of that, They're very clear, there is a mother, there is a father, and product is there. That's how everything came like that. Srishti would have come. We are very comfortable with it, right? Why are we to force that? That is incorrect.
Only one was there.
Why? Only one was there now. Why one was only there? That is where the question now comes. Why only you want to say one is there? No, but why? You cannot impose that because I am telling it is there. No. Why it is there? What is that logic? Why do you feel only one was there?
There was nothing earlier except that one.
There was nothing earlier except that one means what? There was one there. And where was that one?
That is the Brahman.
Where was that one? What was that? Where was that one? Huh? Tell loudly. Sure. Huh? How do you know? How do you know? See, whichever way you go, you will get stuck now. How do you know? Correct. 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 So he was everywhere, right? Are you clear about the statement? Don't change it, huh? Sure? There was only one. That one was everywhere. And he wanted to multiply. And he wanted to multiply, so that's Srishti for that. He is that intelligent cause. Now he needs the material cause. Where did he get the material cause from? Why? You all are all assuming that. See, you go to that. Why logically you cannot go there? If he was one, and if I say there is a Prakriti, what is going to happen? I want to say that no, there was Prakriti also at that time, there was Purusha also at that time. Huh? Anadi. If your Purusha can be Anadi, why Prakriti cannot be Anadi? Prakriti is Anadi. What? Who said? Who said? Prakriti is an Anadi. It was always there. Prakriti is Anantam. It will always be there. Who said it was not there? Whichever way you go, we will get into a debate. Huh? So if we say that only that Purusha was there, then if you say that from him only everything came, then again your Nimitta Karanam, Upadana Karanam law will get flawed. Because Vaishamyam is there, it is not Sadharmyam. You have to reconcile. Don't see. I know all of you all know what is the answer, but you should know to build the case very clearly. The answer is not this. If you are going logically, keep on that. Build your case properly so that you come to that logic very clearly. Otherwise, anything in between, if you make a flaw, you will not have answers like this. Koi question pucha to you will not have an answer. So, if Prakriti was Anadi, was it existing or not existing? Not existing. Then what is Anadi? It was not existing when you say out of nothing can something come. Then how did things come out? If Prakriti was not there, how did Bhagwan also, how can he bring it? He is a magician or what? Like the carpenter without the wood can make anything? No. So Prakriti was there. How was Prakriti there? In the potential form, that is important. In an unmanifested form, it was there. Now the question is, the material cause was available unmanifested. There is a Purusha who is already a manifested, who is ready to convert the unmanifested Prakriti to a manifested Prakriti. Correct? So whether these two were at the same time present, how they were present. As two separate? How? Why should you assume mix? Why can't they be separate? Unmanifested. Okay. Can you imagine a seed and can you imagine a farmer? The seed is the potential form of the crop and the farmer is the intelligent cause. The farmer takes the seed and puts to the ground and then the crop comes, so the product is there. So you have an unmanifested potential form, what is there as a seed. You have the intelligent cause, both were anadi, both were present. The seed, I am giving you an example for you to imagine a material. Before Srishti, I cannot give you an example which was there. See, if you say that Prakriti was there in that form which was manifested, like there is a Prakriti warehouse and there is a Purusha who is going to handle it, then what is the problem? What have you done to this Purusha?
Purusha was in
Purusha will always be manifested. Will always be manifested. There is no question of unmanifested Purusha. Impossible. If you
not that unmanifested thing. Not that unmanifested thing.
to manifested form, all that is, see the Kriya part is very clear. If there were two separately unmanifested Prakriti and Purusha, both the entities were present or not before Srishti? If they were present, how they were present? Why do you have to consider part of Purusha? इतना brainwash हो गया कि you always want to consider it part of Purusha. Huh? Give the Mukhyatvam, na? What is your problem? Are you ready to accept that father is only important, mother is not? No, both are equally important. But when it comes to here, no, Prakriti should not be given importance. Why? Have a rational, clear thinking, logic should be there here. Because it's not a question of what I like and what I wish to hear. What is the logic which will give me a very strong, confident way to move ahead that the Purusha has to be this way? There is no other way. It is a question of proving. Mananam, conviction has to come out now. Doubtful jnanam is no jnanam. I will again repeat the question. Nimitta karanam and upadana karanam are two causes for every product. For Srishti, for this world as a product, Bhagavan is the nimitta karanam and Prakriti is the upadana karanam. That means Bhagavan and Prakriti should be present at the same time, equally there before the Srishti happened. If you go by that law or that principle, will you face a problem? If you say I don't face a problem, perfectly okay. If you say I face a problem, then you have to tell what is the problem. If you say that Bhagavan himself was both the cause, then I will ask what makes you think of that? Why do you even have to even think of that? When in reality such always you see that. And again, if you have to consider Vaishamyam, how can Purusha have both in it? Because they are opposite in nature. One is Jada, one is Chetana. How will you explain that? That Jada Prakriti was a part of Purusha which is a Chetana. How will you explain that? Give a logic for that. We have not touched all this.
Farmer and seed itself. Farmer
than the farmer. Farmer is not the seed. If I consider Prakriti to be separate than the farmer, what is my problem?
But somebody has created the seed.
Huh?
Somebody has created the seed.
Somebody has created the
Seed created.
see, that is why you are looking at limited within the Srishti. When you look at it, you will always have a product. Everything is a product. The seed is a product. We are talking before the Srishti that there is no product at all. Huh? I just gave an example to extrapolate this part. You can't go by seed as an example here. If both are present, what is the problem? Otherwise, let us comfortably say that both are present. Like mother, father is there, children are there, like that the whole Srishti is continuing that way. What is the problem? For that, another hint. Please take properties of Ishvara and put together. Let's take what are the properties of Ishvara and what are the properties of Prakriti. Property number one. One is Chetanatvam, other is Jadatvam. Then one is Sukshma, other is Sthula. Then Saguna, Nirguna. Then second chapter, start from the 13th shloka and it will start one after the other. You will get all the parameters. That is later.
Parts.
Savayavatvam, Niravayavatvam. Savayavatvam, Niravayavatvam. Then, so when you just start seeing these two, they are now exactly diametrically opposite. Okay, then what? Which is the one which is going to actually now hit and come in between this principle of yours? Put further gunas, you will come to know. Bhagavan is what? Articulate yourself properly. Thought has come, I know what you want to say, but tell it properly. Aishwaryasya samagrasya, correct? That 6 gunas, who are as is only called Bhagavan, but that is for Saguna Ishvara. Here we are not referring to Saguna Ishvara, so that will not come. Then Avinashi, okay, cannot be indestructible. Okay, here both are indestructible only. Prakriti is also indestructible. Or even if you call it destructible, doesn't matter here. Then what else? Write it. What is the meaning of that? Sarvagatam, Alpagatam. What is Sarvagatam and Alpagatam? And Alpagata is? Correct? Does it tell you something? Correct? Correct? Prakriti has got boundaries. Bhagavan is limitless. Correct? So what? What is the question in front of you? Everything. So if you tell what is the theory which you have propounded? If Purusha and Prakriti both are there as two separate entities, at the same time before Srishti, what will happen? Think. Go by what is the property mentioned? Correct. Prakriti is Alpagata. Purusha is Sarvagata. Why are you assuming that?
No, because it is Alpagata.
So what? One is limited, one is unlimited, means other has to be inside this. What is limitless? So, if Purusha and Prakriti both exist separately before Srishti, what will Prakriti do to Purusha with respect to this particular aspect? Understand this. Please see this. See this. This board, let's assume this board has a boundary. But for us to imagine, let's assume that Bhagavan is this. I'm putting a boundary here. Still, which is far out. Where is it if I put a Prakriti which is bound? What have you done to Purusha? You have limited Purusha because Prakriti is taking that area. This is limitless. Correct? If it is limitless and if you say 1 and 2 both exist separately, then this is limiting this. नहीं समझ में आ रहा है? Then how can 1 and 2 exist and this not limit? The only answer is this should be here. That is how your logic will get built. First what we said, Nimitta Karanam is separate from Upadana Karanam. So I keep these two separate. And I have no problem at all till I come to this point where Alpagata and Sarvagata, this will start making my Purusha Alpagata. The Alpagatatvam and parallel presence at the same time of Prakriti will make my Purusha Alpagata. It will start limiting Purusha. If two have to exist, देखो ट्रेन में 4th सीट में भी बैठा है तो 3.5 लोग का ही सीट मिला है. You can't say I have the full seat. It is something like that. So this is now limiting this. And hence, how can 4 people sit in a seat of 3? That means that 4th person is sitting in one person's lap. That is the only way it is possible. And that's where we start talking of a logic that Upadana Karanam and Nimitta Karanam both are available in the same Bhagavan. That is why Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. See, this is a question of logic. Now, tell me where is this proper going to come? Okay, this we have answered. Chal, let us see that successfully we have answered. Bhagavan is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. I can still be very happy saying both are separate, like Sankhya. What is my problem there? I'm giving example is Sankhya. Who else are there that way? Apart from Sankhya, who else have the same philosophy? And they will not have a problem at all. Now you understand, Dvaitas will never have a problem in this. Prakritim Purushanchaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavapi. Two separate they are talking there. And they have no problem accepting it. So if you say it is going to limit my Purusha, they will say, you have to consider it how you know. This is Purusha, this portion is a part of Purusha only. Separate, doesn't matter. That is why it is Dvaita philosophy. The problem comes only in Advaita. Even Vishishta Advaita, this problem will not come. Why? The Upanishad is pushing it very easily to understand that so kamayata, when you say bahusyam praja yeti satapas tapva idagam sarvam asujaya didam kincha tat srishtva tadevanupravishat. He entered each and everything little. That means one in many. So far as one in many is there, I have no problem. that is not going to hit me. In Advaita only you will have a problem. And hence Advaita will never accept Prakriti being a separate entity, and hence Prakriti is a part of Purusha of a lower value, and that is what is called as Apara Prakriti, whereas the intelligent cause is called the Para Prakriti. Are you able to get this? The Nimitta Karanam or the Purusha is called Para Prakriti, Nirguna Brahman. The Saguna or everything part of Prakriti is called Apara Prakriti, which is also me only. Me only. Ishvara says it is me only. That is why you see it as Saguna, limited. Whatever in Saguna is limited, right? You see me in the limited form is basically your limitation which you have imposed on me. I am that unlimited nature, but for you to understand, you have imposed a limitation on me. If you see a movie, how big is the movie? As big as the screen. You increase the screen. How does all your projector work? You increase the size, it becomes further big. So who put the limitation? Not the movie, but the mechanism is putting a limitation on it. Are we able to get this? So exactly like that, only in Advaita Vedanta you will have a problem if you go by this logic. That Prakriti was also there before Srishti in a form ready to get manifested, and it was equal to Purusha, which is Dvaita philosophy. Advaita will not accept it. If you wish to accept it, absolutely no problem. You have to go by the Dvaita way. Nothing wrong. That will be there. Mother Prakriti, Father Purusha, like that only they will tell you. And that is very logical to what we see in the Srishti, and hence we accept it very easily. That is why this becomes difficult to accept. And why we need to do it is, otherwise the Aham Brahmasmi is impossible to happen. That acceptance of Aham Brahmasmi, so far as you see more than one, then there are a lot of problems. That is why this Advitiya, there is no second one, is the claim of Advaita Siddhanta. So far as we are seeing it through this Advaita Siddhanta, we have to keep in mind Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam is Ishvara Bhagavan. Is it clear? Is it clear? It's something like when you go to a court, no one sees what is actual, but what are you able to prove? And that is what is meaningful. If you are not able to prove it, it is then your own Swachanda. You created your own image and you are going with it. That doesn't have a value. So far as you are able to prove it and go. Okay. And hence that limitation of Ishvara cannot come, and hence Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Ishvara. Then the question will be that how can Ishvara have be that exception? Ishvara be that exception? When such a thing is not at all there in this world, how can Ishvara have such an exception? That means you are saying Ishvara is a magician, he can do anything. Correct? He can do anything. And the moment we give such a status to Ishvara, then it will not be a cosmos, it will be a chaos. Why? You are bringing another problem into it. Vaishamya Nairghanya Doshaha Ishvara. All these are very logical. The moment I think this way, I have imposed such a problem on Ishvara, which Ishvara doesn't have. He is partial. Bhagavan is partial. Will anyone accept it? Logically. Individually people may say, yeah, this Bhagavan never opens his eyes for me, only to my neighbor's place he opens eyes. That is a different thing. But in principle, do you agree Bhagavan is partial or impartial? So you can't bring that dosha into Bhagavan. So he cannot be outside and controlling it to his whims and fancies. He is a part of it, and he is running it, and he is bound by the principles of it. Okay, these are all very, very strong principles on which the whole foundation stones of our Shastras are there. If these things move, then we can write anything what we want. So such doshas cannot be superimposed on Bhagavan. Bhagavan is not that. Okay, so all whatever is given in the second chapter, Sarva Vyapika, cannot be broken into parts. Okay, then all encompassing, all that does not take part in anything, all that will be true for Bhagavan. So whatever theory we propound cannot break that main principles. Okay, and hence to give us a very clear logic of how do we understand this, that's why in 15th chapter it is summarized very clearly. You have three Purushas. Out of that, two are Apara Purusha and one is Para Purusha. What are the three Purushas? Uttama Purusha, Madhyama, Adama Purusha and all will not come. Uttama Purusha, what is that? 15th chapter, it will go to the 13th or 14th shloka. What are the names? Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha. Kshara Purusha, Akshara Purusha, Uttama Purusha. Kshara Purusha is a manifested Prakriti. Akshara Purusha is unmanifested Prakriti. Uttama Purusha is Nirguna Brahman. Okay, so when we are looking at that Ishvara's form, you have to see it as all the three together. All the three. Okay, we can't, that is why when anyone who says, na, the world is a Maya, usko hatao, that is not Advaita. No, Maya hatao nahi hai, you undervalue it. It is still there. It is very much useful, but you undervalue, do not get attached to it. That is what the point is. Okay, so Kshara Purusha, Akshara Purusha, Uttama Purusha. And that's how it gives us a samanvaya, a way to keep all the logics and still go ahead. Okay. Now this Purusha is going to do his work. The Purusha is this intelligent guy who is there before the Srishti, who is the Nimitta Karana to do everything. And he gets all the material what he wants from himself, which is the Upadana Karana. Now, is there something in this world which is similar to what such a Bhagavan is there? Even if there is one exception, we can consider our Bhagavan to be with that exception. And that's why the Upanishads bring out a beautiful example of a spider. Yatornanabha srijate grinnate cha urnanabha srijate grinnate. So, the material comes from it, and whenever it wants, it can just pull the material back into itself. So the intelligent cause and the material cause is the spider itself. And if a spider can do it, why can't our Ishvara do it? And that's how Ishvara can be given a status of Abhinna Nimitta Upadana. Here, very clear logic. There is no question of I want it, I like it, I wish to see it. No. You have to prove it. We are sitting in a court. With facts, you have to prove it. And once it is proven, then there is no question of challenging it. Unless there is a stronger fact which will come and disprove this. And you have to be open to it. Okay, all this are tested that time. That's why so many debates have happened. Correct? Now, considering this, we know our Ishvara is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana. Now, how did this blessed Ishvara do this creation? In this creation, there is a Yugapada Srishti when we say, how did he do it? What came out first? What came out later? From what came out? Any idea? So the Upanishad says, Tasmadva etasmad atmana akashas sambhutaha akashad vayuhu Agnihi, Agnerapah, Adhyah Prithvi, Prithivya Oshadayah, Oshadibhyonnam, Annat Purushaha. That is how the whole chronologically does come. That is why we say that he didn't dump everything in one go. Chalo, ek kachra sab fek do, isi ko srishti bolte hain. No. He did a yuga pada one after the other, the evolution happened. Slowly. How long did it take? How long did it take? And okay, how long did it take and was it? It was logical. Many things would have happened in a fraction of a second also, we don't know. But many things would have taken time for evolving it. But it had a proper principle of it. So the same principles are there in the next shloka. If you see, what is the next shloka? Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakriti rashtada. Ashtadha prakriti bhinna. How? Bhumihi apaha analaha vayuhu kham manaha buddhi ahankara. Okay, these are the 8 various steps how it goes. Now we have to exactly do the pulta of it. How will you do it? And this is what Sankhya brings to us, the Sankhya's table. And seeing that Sankhya's 24 element table, we will understand Vedanta has borrowed Sankhya's that table, and from that table only we go ahead, because that is helping us to go ahead. Anyway, it is related to Prakriti, and if it is a logical evolution which Sankhya gives, and it doesn't hamper the logic of Advaita Vedanta, which is related to Brahman, we can easily follow this and go on. So what are the things? It starts with Akashasya Satvikamshat. तो बोला Akashasya Rajasamshat, Akashasya Tamasamshat. Tattvabodha, care of Tattvabodha, Srishti Prakarana. Starting with Ata Chaturvimshati Tattvotpatti Prakaram Vakshyamaha Brahmashraya Sattvarajas-tamo Gunatmika Maya Asti. Page number 2. Page number 2. Up. ऊपर देखो आएगा उधर नहीं 1/4 पे आएगा सृष्टि प्रकरण. What is the number there? After that, next page. Next page. You don't have full Tattvabodha. What is the number? After that, after Panchakosha, it will go there. The full one. What is the number? Just read what is there. Correct. Before that, first paragraph before that. Atha chaturvimshati tattvotpatta prakaram vakshyamaha. What is the number? 7. Okay. Brahmashraya sattvarajas-tamo gunatmika maya asti. What is the statement given there? Brahma ashraya, sitting in the lap of Brahman. That is not separate. Ashrita. Brahman is the ashraya for Maya. So, Maya is a part of Brahman. Part in the sense, don't go by that way. It is not an amsha-amshi related one. But very clearly, the ability of Brahman is the Maya. All the abilities of Brahman which is coming as Maya. Because Brahman is neither the Karta nor the Karayita, only blesses. But all the abilities which are there is what is called as Maya. How will you say that? Yes, very clearly in Brahma Sutra also it will come. Janmatyasya yataha, second sutra start. Athato Brahma Jinyasa Janmadyasya yataha. That is what is clarifying that. How did you know that? Shastrayo nitvat. Third sutra. Tattu samanvayaha. Fourth sutra. These four sutras together will give you the full detail why it is coming that. Complete Brahma Sutra is in this four sutra, Chatusutri. Okay, the second sutra itself is Ishvara there. Brahmadyasya yataha. He is the main. Adyasya yataha. Then from that only everything is there. That means the whole Srishti is sitting in that Tanna from Brahman. And hence, now when you look at it that way, so Prakriti starts manifesting slowly. What is the first stage where Prakriti manifests as per Sankhya? Come on, Sankhya, anyone has the table? Start. You can tell me, I will write for you all. Or anyone wants to write, you all can write also. Chalo. Is it coming out? Showing? Okay, start now. Tell me, I will write. I do not know Sankhya. Whatever you tell, I will write.
You were studying from Purusha. Purusha.
Where?
Right? Next time, freedom.
Sorry? Wait 1 minute. Hopefully you all can see it now. Then
प्रकृति के नीचे है.
so is this going to be a part of anything now?
It is separate.
Over. Sankhya shows it separately.
Yeah.
Okay. For us we have to put this inside this. And then we have to start. Prakriti goes to Mahat. Then
Ahamkar.
Then
Manas. Then there is Tamas. That is
Then
your Nanindriyas and Karmendriyas.
where? Here. Here. Give me direction. Below this, side of this.
Side में.
Yeah, so this is breaking into how many?
Why? This is Rajasic Tamasic.
Where is Rajasic Tamasic?
Ahamkaram है.
So tell that from here what is coming out?
Sattvic Rajasic.
Where is Sattvic coming down?
So you want to go as per the then first is Tamasic.
This is Tamasic. No.
Tamasic, Rajasic, Sattvic.
All the three are going. Tamasic, Sattvic, Rajasic. All the three are going. Then
The Sattvic is connected to Manas.
then
And all the three are connected to the Nanindriyas and Karmendriyas.
all the three.
No.
Here
So
Jnanendriya.
only your Rajasic and
Here Jnanendriya
Rajasic and
and Karmendriya.
Rajasic and Sattvic are connected to the
So after this what will come here? Tamasic and Rajasic is going where?
Tamasic is going to the 10 objects.
Correct. What? So
Tanmatras.
no, this should go straight here and come down. Something else has to come here, right? After Ankara.
Manas and Karmendriyas.
Manas is here.
उधर दिया.
Tell me that. Manas. Okay. Then
Then your Rajasic and Sattvic is connected to the Manas. And Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas.
which is connected to the Jnanendriya, Karmendriya? Yeah, do one thing. Do one thing. Can you go down? Just complete this.
मैं करूँ?
Better. Tanmatras. Manas, Kaniki. So this will start breaking up now. Jnanendriyas and karmendriyas are 5. Jnanendriyas, karmendriyas, tanmatras will be 5. Okay. So Prithvi, Apa, Teja, Vayu, Akasha. And here it will be Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Yeah, and Karmendriyas are going to be your Vak, Pani, Pada, Vayu. Vak, Pani, Pada, Vayu, Upastha. Okay, so Sattvic and Rajasic together are forming this. Sattvic is forming the Manas. From Manas there is no breakup. This is getting broken up here, this is good. And then you have the Vishayas. Again, the 5 will also give you the Vishayas. Yeah, Pancha Mahamudras. This Pancha Mahamudras and then again Vishayas. Wait, what is the difference? Shabdas, Parisha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, laws of elements. Okay. Pancha Mahamudras is what I have written. Pancha Mahamudras. Then where did you have Tanmatras? Tanmatras are before that. Shabdas, Parisha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Shabdas, Parisha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. This is also Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, right? Now this will be Shlotriya Twatna. Why? So, okay, this is where it works on. This is the ability is changing it. So, Shrotra, then
Smell, taste, sight.
No, give me that other names. Wait, what was the last one? Shrotra Twat Chakshu. Rasana Shrotra Shrotra Twat Chakshu Rasana and then Panchamahamudras. Akasha, Vayu, Prithvi, Apa and Prithvi. Okay. Are you all able to understand this? This is how, so what happens is when Mahat comes, so from Prakriti to Mahat, there is no Trigunatma. Tamas, Rajas and Sattva starts only at Ahankara, not here. Okay. That is why Gunas, you have to go above the Gunas is what they will tell. Sattva is not enough. You have to go above the Gunas And in yoga also, this Mahat is an important area where even gunas are not there. But still you are aware of it. So it is something like when you see a seed which is put into water, before that seed starts to germinate, it will show the presence of some activity. But clearly what activity is there, you will not know. Exactly like that, that differentiations have not started, where it breaks into three gunas, but some activity is happening here, which is not like the unmanifested Prakriti. So when you take the seed and put it overnight in water, and next day you see that some swelling has happened and it has started breaking, that means something is happening which is something like this. Then this differentiation will happen. Otherwise, this has no meaning. That is why they have got a Mahat very clearly here, and Prakriti starts with Mahat, then Ahankara and goes here. So, Bhinna Prakriti Rashtada, when you say, what are the ones? The shloka talks of from here. Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayuhu. See this. Bhumi Apo Nalo Vayuhu. Kham Mano Buddhi Evacha. Okay, Kham Mano Buddhi Ahankara, and like that it goes. So the moment it comes to this, all this are manifested up to this. This together has been classified as one. Where this five are taken, the grossest form. And Manas, this and this. So, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayuhu Kham Mano Buddhi Revacha Ahankara Iti Yamme Bhinna Prakriti Ashtadha. So Prakriti has got 8. 1, 2, 3 and 5. समझ में आ रहा है? 1, 2, 3 plus 5. भूमि रापो नलो वायुः खं मनो बुद्धिरेवच अहंकार इति यं मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा. Are you able to see this? The Sankhya has given us a very good picture, the way it is very clear. A lot of research you would have done to get this in such a form. It looks very easy and logical, but to make it in this form that we will understand, and it fits with the whole Shastras at all places. Is it clear? Any doubt for people online? Any doubt here? Is this clear? Okay. So this particular one very clearly starts with Prakriti. So Krishna starts his explanation of how the evolution of Prakriti happens now in presence of the Purusha. So this is Para or Apara? Is Para Prakriti or Apara Prakriti? Apara Prakriti. Starts with Apara. Bhinna Prakriti Rashtada. Okay, we will continue in the next class with the next shloka. So the basics of Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam Ishvara is clear. Then how did the evolution happen, which is in this form, which we use the Sankhya's principle, and how the evolution has happened is what is also clear. Now we will see what goes ahead in the next shloka. Apare niyamas. Correct. That is the next one. Apare. Bhumirapo is this fine. Prithivyapas tejo vayurakasha is Bhumi apo nalo analo vayu kham. Kham is akasha. Okay, like that it goes. Anyone remembers where else it has come? Such many places it has come. Bhurambham senalo nilo Ambaraha nato himam हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याचारचराष्टकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकं नान्यः किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशतात् यस्मात् परस्मात् विभोः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये दक्षिणामूर्ति अष्टकं पूरं वां सनलो निलोम अंबरमहर्नाथो हिमांशु पुमान् इत्याचारचर अष्टकमिदं यस्यैव इत्याचारचर आत्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् अष्टमूर्ति. Same way it will come also in Upadesha Sara. The 27th, I think it will come. In Upadesha Sara, 25th, 26th or 27th it will come. Let us see what is that. Anyone has Upadesha Sara? Upadesha Sara. स्वरूपमित्यात्मदर्शने ज्ञानवर्धिता ज्ञान आत्मसंस्कृति स्वात्मदर्शन वेशहानता स्वात्मदर्शन 25 I'm not able to get that. There is one more place it is coming, not in this. It will come na bhumi. Yeah, that is this only. Bhumi rapo nalo vayuhu kham mano buddhi revacha. That is the same one. Anyway, so let me check. There are many places it comes. It is that's how the evolution is. In a very 2 lines you can tell the whole thing. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम धन्यवाद धन्यवाद